and welcome to Stampin' Chat Live. I'm Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from all around the world. Tonight we're going to have fun because we are going to work on some techniques. This is kind of a technique live tonight, and I'm going to show you a bunch of different ways that you can use terrific tape. Now, if you don't know what terrific tape is, I'm going to explain that to you too, and I'm going to show you a bunch of different uses for terrific tape that have nothing to do with taping your projects together. So stay tuned for that, but before we get started, let's say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom.
Hola!
How are you?
Ho, ho!
How's it going?
I am better than horrible. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Crafter Dinner crowd.
Tom and I were dancing. We were dancing to the intro music.
Yes, we were. Strange dances.
Yes.
I saw Ava is watching from a cruise in the Caribbean.
Oh, how nice is that?
Go and sneak off and have a soft serve on us.
Yeah, absolutely. Boy, if I had known that, Ava, I would have tried to stow away in your luggage. It's a little cold here in Wisconsin, but a cruise in the Caribbean sounds nice, huh?
Cold and gloomy here, yeah.
Yeah.
Not really, not as cold as last week.
That's true.
That was bone-breaking cold.
Yes, we're up more in the normal range for Wisconsin, which is still cold, but better than horrible.
Much better, yes. So, terrific tape, not to be confused with horrific tape,
Yeah.
which I've used on occasion to work on some plumbing work.
Horrific tape. Oh, so, I hope that's not the word of the day. Do you have a word of the day?
I have a word of the day.
All right, awesome. All right, well, let me explain to everybody just one. That was the one signal?
No, that was my fingers crossed.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh. Well, let me explain to everybody what terrific tape is and how it works. And then, Tom, I think you're going to like some of these cool things that you can do with it tonight.
Oh, yes.
All right. Well, this is terrific tape. So terrific tape is a product that ThermoWeb makes for Gina K Designs. And it comes in 3 different thicknesses. It comes in 1/8 of an inch thick. It comes in 1/4 inch thick. And it comes in 1/2 inch thick. Now, you get 27 yards of this on a roll, which is a lot of terrific tape. And with the 3 different thicknesses, you can see them there. And I'm going to show you my open rolls that have all kinds of glitter and dust on them, but that's okay. They still work great. But 27 yards is a lot of terrific tape. Now, I use terrific tape for things like assembling boxes where you want the seals of the box to be very strong and sturdy, and something like an adhesive dot runner just isn't going to be quite sturdy enough for that. And that's kind of what we originally designed terrific tape to do. But over the years, I have found some really fun ways to use it that can accent your card projects, and also it will help you get through those 27 yards, because really, it's a lot of terrific tape, especially if you like to collect all 3 sizes. Now, I've had mine for a long time. This is my 1/2 inch roll. This is a piece of shaker strip that I stuck on here in a panic, but we won't worry about that.
Okay, we need to be clear. It's not thickness, it's width, right? That you're talking about, the differences.
Well, I mean width, because it's just a double-sided sticky tape is what it is. When I say, how thick it is, I mean how thick the line of tape is going across. So the width, this is a 1/2 inch width, 1/4 inch width, and 1/8 of an inch width. Very similar to our Masking Magic strips, except this does a completely different thing. So I'm going to show you a couple of fun things that you can do right off the bat. So, and then, like I said, I don't know that I'll be making a lot of cards tonight. I'll try to get either one card or tag created with something that I make tonight out of these different little panels. All right, so let's start with something really simple. I'm just going to get a piece of white cardstock here. And I'm going to trim it down to, let's see. Well, I'm going to take a look. I've got a stamp set here that I grabbed. This is Lovely Lace. And you could do this with any stamp set. I just happened to grab this one because it was close by. And I'm just going to use this design here. But you could do any floral design or any lacy. Whatever you have is totally fine. But I'm going to trim this down to about, let's see, 3.5 inches. 3.5 by 4 3/4 of an inch, which would be similar to master layouts too. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Misty and I'm going to use a little bit of embossing magic here, and I am going to stamp this stamp right here at the top. Okay, so let's do that first. All right, we'll just stamp this right up here. And I'm going to stamp it with some watermark and embossing ink. Embossing and watermark ink. This is the Gina K Designs embossing and watermark ink. And I'm going to quickly stamp this. Now, for a lot of these techniques, I don't need to actually stamp a stamp, but I'm going to start with this one because I think it's a really fun way to use your Terrific tape. And if you have Terrific tape in your collection, you could use this technique for holiday cards too, or tags if you're still working on your holiday cards and tags like I am.
And if we run out, they can get it at ThermoWeb.
Oh yeah, you can get it at ThermoWeb. You can get it at almost any of the big box online stores, and you can get it at a lot of your local retailers. Like if you have a brick and mortar store near you, a lot of them carry the ThermoWeb line of products, which includes our Terrific tape. All right, so I'm going to use a little bit of fine detail gold embossing powder. So let's go ahead and get that on there. And again, you know, any design will work. Doesn't have to be this one. The reason why I grabbed this stamp set is because I wasn't looking really for a floral. What I was looking for is a stamp, a greeting that is just a long greeting like these. So really that's what you need here. Now I did bring some Swiffers because I'm going to be making a lot of mess here. So I'm going to try to clean up as I go. All right, I'm going to emboss this. Let's do that first. And hello and welcome. Oh good, Sharon's still doing her Christmas cards too. I don't feel so bad. I know, Tom, you asked me for, what, 4 or 5 cards today, Christmas cards. Luckily, I have been making some lately.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so there I just did a little gold embossing on this piece of cardstock. Now I'm going to put this back into the Misty, and I am going to find a greeting that I want to use from this stamp set. I should clean this. I'm going to try not to be terrible about this, but I'll use my tidy towel for it. Now, if you clean your stamps with embossing and watermark ink, or if you stamp your stamps with embossing and watermark ink or like Versamark, anything like that, to really get them clean, I would just take them to the sink, do a little Dawn dish detergent and scrub them with an old toothbrush, and that really, really gets them nice and clean. Okay, now I think I'll make this just a thinking of you card. So I'll get this stamp. I'm going to pop this stamp right here. Let's see if we can get it straight. We'll see how that looks. I think that's going to be pretty straight.
Maggie wants to know, she said, I have red line tape. Can I use that?
I would think you probably can. I mean, I don't have red line tape, but I would think you probably can. But we'd prefer you to use masking magic. Okay, so now I'm going to stamp this with embossing and watermark ink as well, and I'm going to emboss this one. No, this is no ring back from the jeweler yet. This is my mom's wedding ring. I was looking at, I have my mom's wedding and engagement ring, and I was thinking, I'm such a silver jewelry person. Like, I love white gold and silver. So I decided this morning to put my mom's ring on. And you know, it's not that I'm not trying. It's just, I think I have trust issues. And Tom and I were talking about it, and I'm like, oh, there's a jewelry store. And he's like, oh, you know, you should really check it out. I think my biggest fear is that somebody's going to change the diamond on me. And I know that that's a terrible way to think, but it's scary, you know, if you don't know somebody. So I'm trying to find somebody that has a jeweler that they feel good about. So if you're in the Milwaukee area and you have a jeweler that you really trust, who does good work and does custom work and stuff like that, let me know, because I want to go to somebody that I have a reference from, a referral, because I do need to get my ring fixed. I couldn't believe it. If, for those of you who don't know what happened to my wedding ring, I looked down and my diamond only had 3 of the 4 prongs. The other prong was completely gone, and I couldn't believe that it was still there, you know? All right, now I'm going to, oh, no, that happened to some people? That's terrible. I know, it's so scary because, I mean, I don't know how to tell if it's my real diamond or if I'm getting, like, you know, a cubic zirconia back. I wouldn't know the difference. I probably shouldn't say that. All the jewelers are watching. Come to me, I'll fix it. Okay, so there. Now, I have this. Now, I think this looks pretty, but I feel like it's missing something. So here is where Terrific Tape to the rescue. Terrific Tape to the rescue. Okay. So, let me get that back on there. Put this away. So I'm going to use the 1/8 of an inch Terrific Tape. And I am going to just like put that down so it's as flat as can be. And I'm going to put a line of Terrific Tape above this greeting, like this. And below the greeting, like this. Okay, there we go. All right, now I've got a line above and a line below. Now I'm just going to rub my finger over it just to get it to stick real well. And then I need to find my scissors. Here they are. No, that's not them. Here they are. And I'm just going to trim that off from the back. Okay. Now, I'm going to burnish that with my finger a little bit, you know, just make sure that it's really down nice and tight. And then I'm going to rub over this with the embossing and the embossing magic pad. Now I am going to peel the liners off of this, and I'm going to use this gold embossing powder, and I'm going to create a really pretty border that perfectly matches my embossing. All right, so let's get this back in here. And I think we'll be done with embossing tonight. Clean off my Misty with a Swiffer duster. And then I'm going to go ahead and emboss this. Let's make sure that I don't have any stray embossing powder where I don't want it. So this allows me to create borders and, you know, different little line embellishments across my cardstock that matches perfectly with my embossing powder. So my golds are exactly the same. So isn't that pretty? I mean, that's just such a fun way. And doesn't it feel more finished off now? I feel like it's definitely, you know, it feels better than it did before. It felt a little bit empty, right? Okay. So that is the first technique. You can use this to create little borders around your words. You could also do something like that just to create like 2 little strips of gold. And then you could pop flowers in there. So it doesn't necessarily have to go around a greeting. It could just be an accent, like you would take a strip of cardstock, but it creates just something a little bit more elegant. Okay. So now, the next technique I want to show you, let me clean this off. All right, is something very similar, but it doesn't use embossing powder. So let me get another piece of white cardstock here. Okay, so I'm going to just trim this down again. Trim this down to 3.5. I'll do this one 4.25 by 5.5, just in case we end up wanting to use this on something else. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to start with some 1/4 inch terrific tape. Then I'm going to do one that goes from one corner to the other corner. All right, just like that. And then I'm going to kind of space these out somewhat evenly. Now remember, it's not like masking magic, so you can't just pick it up if you don't have it in the right spot. So just go with whatever happens, if you know, as long as it's better than horrible. Okay. We'll just do that right there. Okay. And we'll do the same thing coming down this way. And a couple more. And one more. Okay. Now, the reason why I wanted to go to the big 4.25 by 5.5 is because I can trim this down now so I don't have to cut it all off the back. I'm taking this off. Now, just be careful if you do that, okay? Because you want to make sure that you know, you don't hurt yourself because you don't have the guide here, so don't get your finger in there. But I'm going to line this up just to this line up here. I can't go up to the edge because I've got the tape, so I'm just going to line that up, and I'm just going to trim a little bit off the end. I want to move it. Okay. So that allows me to just kind of take that off and throw that. Now I can put my guide back on. Well, I'm not going to put my guide back on just yet. I'm going to trim a little bit more. Just going to put it up to the edge and trim. Put it up to the edge and trim. And put it up to the edge and trim. That's good. And the reason why I didn't have this on here is because I really didn't want to feed all that sticky stuff under there, but you do want to make sure that you're careful and that you don't, you know, cut yourself. Okay, so now I'm going to rub this really well. And then I'm going to find, let's see if I can find my favorite here. I'm going to use some radiant red foil, all right? So, I'm a little sticky somewhere. So let's go ahead and foil this. This is a fun way to use foil with no heat if you don't have a laminator, but you still want to get in on the foil. Very fun way. Okay. And the nice thing about this is if it doesn't get every spot, you could just go back over it with more foil. I mean, it's not a problem. Okay, so now I'm going to get some radiant red foil here and just lay that right on top. I'll just start right here. And then I'm going to just rub my fingers over that. gonna just grab a little bit more foil that I have here. I have some little bits and pieces. I have to cut a little bit here. To finish it off. And again, I'm going to trim all this down, so if it's not perfect, I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. And we can go back over those little areas that are missing some foil. And anywhere that you need foil, you can just go ahead and stick the foil in there. See how it's just like picking it up? And then I'm going to just trim around the edges when I'm done. It's filling in pretty good. Pretty well, I should say. Looking good. It's getting pretty solid. As you can see, that looks pretty good there. And then I can just trim around the outside to finish off the edges. And if you see any spots that need it, you can just go back over, rub in there. You'll see a few little spots, but then you can just take your foil and fill it in, because it's just sticky. It just didn't, you didn't hit it hard enough, rub it hard enough or something, but you can see I'm just filling in all those little spots. So isn't that pretty? Okay, now we can go to our next color of foil. Let's do another color. Let's do sparkling silver. We'll make this like a big candy cane. And we can do a different size foil. We can do the skinny 1/8 of an inch in here, in between. And, this is fun because I happen to I had to run to Michael's this morning. I had to grab something at Michael's, and I can't walk through any paper crafting or hobby store without looking at the paper crafting supplies. And I looked at a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock that was foiled, and you'll never believe how much it was. It was like $2.89 for one piece of paper. One piece of paper. One. And I'm not saying that it's not worth it, because it was beautiful, because it was foiled, but think of all the fun things that you can do with your own foil, using like Poly-Glaze and toner sheets by different companies, and terrific tape. All right, so now I'm going to take a tiny bit more off the edge here. I don't know, that seemed like a lot. Okay, I can go back over this with the red foil. I'm just sticking in spots that maybe I'll do it this way. Maybe I'll do it this way. I have some sticky stuff on my paper cutter that I need to clean off. So I'll just do the scissors. But I feel like I could cut this out with a tag and it would be really pretty. A tag die. All right, so I'm going to peel these off now. And we'll go back over it with silver, sparkling silver. And we'll make like a two-tone thing. But I have something else really fun to show you. Okay, with foil. All right, so here we have some sparkling silver foil. We'll put that on there. I think I can probably just use this one piece and then just use the leftover to get the parts that are on the side here. Ooh, I didn't burnish my foil, my things enough. Let's see, here we go. It's coming. I just really had to burnish that down. There we go. We'll just start them a little bit here. Pull that one off. That one doesn't want to stay. All right, but take a look. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love that so much. I don't know why that one didn't want to stay. I think I really had to burnish it. So don't forget to do the rub your finger over it first, and we'll see if that works better.
You had a suggestion to use the Chucky tool.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, the Chucky tool might work. I didn't think of that. We'll try it.
Thank you, Gloria.
Thank you, Gloria. Okay. So now we could trim that down. I could use a tag die and trim that down, and that would be such a cute background. Yeah, you could definitely use a bone folder or something like that. But isn't that pretty? I love that. Okay. Now, let's try something else that's really kind of fun. So I'm going to get my fuse. Now, if you don't have a fuse, you can use a regular laminator and give this a try. See how it works. But, you know, this is kind of for my laminator friends out there who like to do this kind of foiling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with gold for this one.
Norma said you could run it through the intercut to press the foil too.
Yeah, I could do that. Okay. See, everybody's helping. Okay, so I'm going to use one of these winter snow Poly-Glaze sheets. So let me get one of these out. And I'm going to turn this up to level 3. Now, if you're new to fuse foiling, I've got a whole playlist. It's got so many videos on it. And if you don't know where to find a playlist, let me just show you. You can go to my YouTube channel here. You can see that we're live right now. But if you go to playlists, you can see I've got all these playlists of different things. And here's foil cards. And I've got 36 videos on foiling. So you can see all the different foiling videos and all the different ways to use foil. So that's an option for those of you that are new to foiling or you just want a lot of foiling ideas. There's 36 videos there. Plus there's other videos that didn't quite make the foil playlist because they focus on other things like, you know, maybe it's an ink blending video, but I also do some Poly-Glaze, just like this video. Okay, so I'm going to use my Swiffer duster and I'm going to dust the surface of this winter snow Poly-Glaze sheet, and then I'm going to dust the back of this 14 karat foil. And I'm going to put those two together. And then I'm going to put this into the carrier sheet. Now I'm going to wait for this to turn green. It blinks while it's still red, and then when it turns green, it becomes solid green. And I saw somebody in our Facebook group say, I tried to foil and it wouldn't grab my carrier sheet. But I think sometimes people try to send it through while it's blinking or while it's heating. And every once in a while, if the rollers stop and it doesn't grab your carrier sheet, it's because it's reheating. So just give it a minute, and once it's reheated, then it will start churning again. All right, so we're going to send this through the fuse. And a big shout out to Brianne Loveland. I see you, Brianne, and I see you helping everybody find everything, and we appreciate you so much. Okay. So now I'm going to just clean all my stickies off of my Let me just move this off of my paper cutter here with a little bit of alcohol. I got so many sticky things on there, but that will clean it right off. See that? Got it all cleaned off there. And I like to clean the back of this too, because this gets sticky sometimes. Just from, you know, you stick things in there that have a little bit of stickiness on them and then it transfers, so. But it's easy to take this out. It's got a little thing underneath here. Let me lock this first. Underneath here, you just pop that forward and then this will come off. So I wanted to do that because that was getting annoying. Okay, so now we have this beautiful snowflake design. Let me cool it for a second. Okay, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Well, that could be used for something fun, but today we're going to use this leftover piece. So I'm going to turn that off for now. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another piece of white cardstock. I'm going to trim this down a little bit to about 3, and we'll go 3.5 by 4 3/4. See, nothing sticky anymore now. And now I'm going to use this 1/2 inch terrific tape. Don't mind that. That was dumb, but it won't hurt it. And I'm going to kind of do like I have something on this here. I'm going to do kind of like a Venetian blind kind of look, just going down. So I'll start here. I know that didn't go all the way to the end, but it's all right. We're going to trim it anyway. I'm just going to go down this. Nice thick strips here. And remember, I'm just eyeballing, so it's not perfect, but it's better than horrible. Okay. And we'll trim this off the back. And the other side. Look at those scissors. I had a frozen whatever for dinner tonight. I went to the grocery store and got some Annie's something or other.
Cream of whatever?
Cream of whatever. Yeah. Yeah, you know. Okay, I am putting some pressure on it. I'm going to take the advice using the Chucky tool. Okay, that should be pretty good. And I think I'm going to just trim a tiny bit more off the edge here. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to take these off. There we go. And one more. All right, wish me luck here. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this on top to kind of create a little bit of a design. And it's okay if it's not perfect or if it's a little crinkly. Because, you know, we have all these leftover pieces and we can use white Poly-Glaze, but sometimes it's fun to do something a little different with it. So we'll see how it looks. Okay. Hoping for the best. Now this This is a little sticky because the snowflakes are still sticky. Okay, so, you know, you just kind of want to gently pull this off the best you can, because the snowflakes are going to stay sticky. All right, now, that's pretty cool. Now, you could do one of two things here. You could either use clear embossing powder over the sticky parts and emboss it, or we could add glitter. So I have some silver glitter here, and this is just an ultra fine glitter, and we'll see how this looks. Now, a lot of people don't like loose glitter, so I totally understand if you don't want to do this part. I get it. A lot of people don't like glitter. But look at that. The glitter is so glittery and shiny. So I'm going to use my Swiffer duster to remove most of the glitter from everything. And here's what I don't understand. Why is there more glitter in here than when I started? I guess because I aerated it or puffed it up. But I know people hate glitter. I don't mind glitter though. I don't love it, but you could have also put another foil on top, like our sparkling silver glitter foil, and that would have worked just fine. But I wanted to show you that you can use glitter on this. And here's where I'm just wiping all the excess glitter off. And now you've got that cool glittered snowflake in there. Black glitter would have been cool, yeah, blue glitter. But that takes away the tackiness. And again, you know, these would just be really pretty, kind of cut out with a die, and then a cool greeting on top. So that is another thing that you can do. And you can do straight away glitter too. So that would be super cool. I'll just use this and I'll show you a couple other techniques here. So if you just wanted to do glitter, you could either use glitter foil, or you can just do a strip like this. And we'll use a brighter color glitter to see what it looks like. So I could use red glitter. I've got red glitter here. I wonder what that would look like.
Can you use embossing powder like this?
Oh yeah, we did that in the first one. Remember?
Yes.
We did embossing powder in the first one. So if you're just tuning in, start from the beginning, because I showed you how to use embossing powder, I showed you how to use foil, and now I'm showing you how to use glitter. And glitter, if Jen Shirkus was here, my friend Jen, she would say glitter all the things, because she loves glitter. But not everybody does. And one thing I will say, if you're going to use glitter, press it in a little bit. It makes it a little more solid if you press it in. Okay, and then you're going to want to use something like a Swiffer duster to get rid of all the excess. And then you can see you've got that really pretty glitter. So that's an option for glitter. Now with this thicker tape, if you wanted, you could take this tape. Well, I'll show you that in a second. I'll show you that technique. Okay. Let me use my Swiffer to get rid of that extra glitter all over the place. All right. We've got lots of glitter everywhere. So I'm going to just maybe put this one off to the side. You know, I'm sure you've heard that, like, people say glitter is like the herpes of crafting supplies, because you can never get rid of it. Once it's in your craft room, you can never get rid of it. It's just everywhere, right? Okay, now I want to show you something else. So if you use Masking Magic or Masking Magic strips, and let me find just a little piece of Masking Magic here. So this is Masking Magic. We also have Masking Magic strips, and they come on these liners, okay? Right, this liner paper. So I'm going to just attach this to something over here that I can use it later. I can, you know, with Masking Magic, you can stick it to anything. So I could stick it to my storage pocket like that to keep it safe, and then it'll just keep peeling off again and I can reuse it. So I'll just save it over there like that. But you can take these liners and you can take Terrific tape and put it onto the liner like that. Then, you know, you can peel it off like it's tape, and that allows it to lay flat. So if you had a permanent ink, like a StazOn ink, you could take a small detail. For example, you could stamp this little part of the Santa hat. And I'll show you what I mean. It's not going to look great because I don't have permanent ink here, but you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about.
That herpes analogy was Gina's, by the way. Had nothing to do with that.
So you could take something like a little bit of permanent ink, which this is not permanent ink, but you could stamp it onto the Terrific tape like that. And then you could cut that out. And you could paper piece the Terrific tape into the Santa. And then you could foil his hat. So let's see. Let's give it a try. Let's see. I don't have the best ink here for this, but we'll give it a try. Okay, so there's our little Santa. Yeah, that was mine, not Tom's. Not Tom's word of the day. Okay, and I don't even have my good paper piecing scissors here, but we're going to just kind of go around this. And do our best. We're doing our best. Without good paper piecing scissors. These are great scissors, but these are not like the real small detail kind of scissors. Okay. All right. So then we're going to peel this liner off that we put on the back. And then we're going to paper piece that in to his little hat there. And then we'll peel the, oh, we've got a burnish. Then we could go ahead and use, let me find my, the foil I want to use. Here it is. Sparkling silver. You could glitter it, you could emboss it, or you could use a tiny little bit of foil and you could foil it.
For those glitter bugs out there.
Yes. I'm not burnishing very well tonight. Here we go. It's coming. I pulled some of it off because I didn't burnish very well. But you can see what I mean, where you can add that in there. If you've got a good ink and you've got good scissors for this process and you wanted to paper piece, and then again, use something like the Chucky tool, use something like the you know, this tool that comes with your scoring board, and you can really get that on there. But that that's just something fun that you can do if you have, I would do that with bigger areas, not such small areas. But remember, keep all your liners as you use them because they're great for making your tape flat instead of on a roll if you want to do anything fun with it. Now I got to show you something else here. Let me get a piece of craft cardstock. I want to show you, this is so cool. Okay, this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm going to use a piece of the thick Terrific tape. I'm going to put that right here. Now, I'll be better about burnishing. First, let me cut these off because I'm going to burnish it right to my table. I'll use my Chucky tool to really burnish it. Okay. Now, for those of you that long time ago we had a kit, I don't know if you remember, but it was a kit with Thermoweb, and we had something in the kit called plush paper. Plush paper is, Thermoweb also had released it under Flock. It's very similar to their Flock. So if you have Flock paper or plush paper, you can do this really cool technique. All right, so let's trim this down a little bit. Okay, I want to show you how cool the black looks. So I pulled some black out already. So we'll just go ahead and pull the liner off. And then I'm just going to take this piece of flocking paper, plush. It was in the penguin kit, exactly. Yes, the penguin kit. And I'm just going to rub this over. Now you see I went face down. You want to go face down onto the sticky stuff because you want this to just pull that flocking right off. Look at that. Isn't that so cool? And it's velvety. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. And you can do that with the white too. Now the white looks really soft. So if you wanted a very soft background, you could use the white flock or the white plush paper. But Thermoweb had a whole variety of colors way back. They had some gorgeous ones. One was like an oceany, almost like a sea glass color, and they had orange, and they had all these other fun colors. And I don't know if they still have that on their website, but if they do, you could pick up some from Thermoweb. And I bet Brienne knows. And it's cool, you know, it gives like a fuzzy look. It's really cool. And it's also great if you've got like little animals and things like that in your collection where you could stamp on it. You can emboss it with embossing folders. You can do a lot of cool things with it. And it also will stick to Poly-Glaze, which is really cool too. So you can see that's really nice and fuzzy, right? Oh, good. Terry has tons of flock. She's going to get it out and try it. Yeah, so that is something fun. Now, this is kind of hit or miss, but I'm going to show you anyway because it's not Terrific tape, but since we're doing this technique, if you wanted a border that had a little dot pattern in it, you could use the dot runner, and then you could also take some of that foil and kind of go over that, and this will give you kind of a cool little dotted pattern. It's a little harder to... I think I need to use smoother paper for this. Let me get a piece of smooth cardstock. I'll go with something a little smoother for it. All right, we'll see. Sometimes, I don't know if it's this glitter foil that doesn't work as well as the plain foil. I mean, it works great for certain things. But let me go with the 14 karat here. Because I feel like that worked a little better when I tried it before. Let's just try it this way. Yeah, there we go. I think it has something to do with the glitter paper. But look at that. Isn't that fun? You get that like little texture in there. Something a little different. I do think the plain foils work a little bit better than the glitter foils. And let me show you the difference in the back too. So you see the back of this foil? This is the foil that has the grain. You can see the lines in it. I know you're not going to be able to pick that up on the camera, but you can see the grain. This foil is thicker and it doesn't have that same kind of backing. This is the pretty side. So I think if we did all of these techniques with this kind of foil, we would have a lot more luck. So let's just put a little plain line next to this line just to see how it looks. And I bet it's going to just work so easy. And I know you guys have a lot of our plain colors. We've got 14 karat, we've got a lot of the matching colors to the Gina K line. All right, I didn't even burnish this, so let's see if this works better. Oh yeah, see how easy that was? So that's just the plain foils, any of the plain foils. I know we want these to work because they're so pretty and they're so vibrant, but I don't think they pull away quite as easily. So, okay, so that's kind of fun to do. You got to try that with your dot runner just to see. And so when you're using the dot runner to do that, try really hard to hold it a little bit tilted forward. Like a lot of times you're like this, but if you tilt a little bit forward, first of all, your dot runner works better. It releases more dots. So tilt your hand a little bit forward when you're doing it, and it'll release a lot more dots. And then isn't that pretty? So yeah, my favorite are the plain foils, the flock, definitely the embossing powder. All right, and so let's make something cute with this piece right here. And I'll make just a quick little tag. And Tom, while I am cutting this tag out, do you have a word of the day? I know everybody's waiting for a word of the day.
It's word of the day. Okay. So, let's see here.
There you are.
There we are. Okay, so have you ever gotten a pair of boots that from the very start, well, not the very start, you got them out of the store, but after that, just nothing but pain and aggravation and just horrible experience, just never broke in. If you experience that, just a really, really bad pair of shoes, that's actually called a pair of shrews. Nagging, painful footwear. A pair of shrews.
I'm telling you, we've done quite a few shoe words of the day.
And then if you have laces that just are always knotted and breaking and getting caught in your bicycle chain, that of course, they are shrew laces.
God.
So
I love it.
the shoe theme once again.
Shrew
Yes.
laces. Do you remember our last shoe word?
Shoes.
Shoes. For anybody
Shoes.
just joining us and don't know what shoes are,
What are shoes?
they are horseshoes.
Oh, horseshoes are shoes.
They're shoes, yeah. So I found this from our delicate,
Back
that's
to the
pretty
dead
funny.
space.
I found this that I had made from our delicate flowers stamp set. And I'm just going to put that on there. And I'm just going to lay that on top and make this a really simple tag. Shrews. Oh my God. I still like shoes. Shoes has to be one of my all-time favorite words of the day. horseshoes. They have hooves and they wear shoes. Always going to go back to that one. All right, and then this I actually made from the negative piece from one of our Poly-Glaze sheets, our holiday greetings, holiday floral greetings Poly-Glaze sheets, and I cut it out with the die, and I did the reverse foiling technique, which is in one of my other videos, so check that out. But I feel like this feels very festive, doesn't it? This little thing here. So I'll pop that up, and then we'll pop this up over it. See, this was left over because you see I nipped a little piece right here off for another project. I just needed a tiny little piece of greenery, so that's why this ended up as a leftover. And when I tell you I don't throw anything away, I'm not lying. I don't throw anything away. I keep it all because you never know. You'll come to a night like this where I need something a little special and I need it to be fast, and I've got a whole box of that kind of stuff laying around. So this is just a very simple little tag. I'm trying to find a spot to put this. I love reading the comments after your word of the day. But this was colored in with the coloring stencils that coordinate with the Delicate Flowers set. We'll just pop that on there like that. And I feel like we could use maybe, I don't know if this will look good or not, but I'm going to pull out some of these and just see if maybe some of these tiny little red pearls would be cute on here somewhere. Like it would look like a couple little berries. This is kind of a cute one. It's got a little shine to it. Maybe I'll use that one instead.
We don't have a date for the January release, do we?
Not yet. It's going to be early, and it might even be the first week of January. So stay tuned, but we don't have everything in yet, and we have to make sure our dies get here in time. So that's always our little issue. But if I put like a few little berries on here like that, that kind of might make it look a little bit more Christmassy. So I'm going to do that. I know this isn't the right kind of greenery for it, but you know, we could do whatever we want. We have creative license. So we'll just make this quick little tag. I'll put a couple little glue dots here. Dots of glue. They're not glue dots. I know that's a brand. Have to clarify. Find the ones that match the best. There we go. I think that's kind of cute. There we go. And then I will use, okay, and everybody corrected me on the last video that this is crochet string. And Tom, a lot of people were laughing because they said that I made you feel bad for not having man string in your garage.
Yes.
So sorry about that. So I'll just use some of this crochet string. It's probably crochet yarn or crochet. I guess it makes like lace doilies and things like that. So kind of lacy kind of things, which is really cool. I don't crochet, but Rena's future sister-in-law, Karina, I love Karina so much. She might even be watching because sometimes she watches. Well, she knows how to crochet, and we were talking about it last time we all got together, and I think she's going to teach us how to crochet. I can do a chain, but I can't get past a chain, so I just have a long string when I crochet. It never goes anywhere, never turns into anything because I don't know how to get past that. So she's going to teach me how to crochet. And we could add a little silver onto that. I do have a silver.
Jim Crochet was really a good guitar player, don't you think?
Crochet. Jim Crochet.
And songwriter.
And songwriter, yeah. It's funny. Okay. So again, like I said, tonight was more about just playing and trying the different things with the Terrific tape. So our verdict is the smooth foils, the plain foils, not the glitter foils, the plain foils look amazing. The flock looks amazing. The embossing powder looks amazing. And the glitter foils, it looks okay. I mean, this whole tag is glitter foil. So you just have to really be careful when you're pulling it off and burnish it well. But look at that. Isn't that pretty? A quick tag out of that little piece that we made. And you can see this is fun too, the dot runner. So here's the other. This is with the embossing powder. So we've got some fun things here. I think that was fun. And it was a good, sometimes you just need to play. Sometimes you just need to try stuff and see how it goes and see what works and experiment a little bit. I lost my flock. Here's my flock, the white and the black flock. I'll trim this down so I can share that in the picture too, so you can remember all the different ways that you can use the Terrific tape. All right. Okay, everybody. Well, we have to give away a gift card tonight to one lucky viewer. We're going to give you a $15 Gina K Designs gift card, and you get to spend it whenever and however you want. Maybe for the next release, you'll want to save it. Stick that in there. All right, Tom.
Drum roll, please. Here we go. And the winner is Joanne Zumo. Joanne Zumo.
Yay, Joanne. Congratulations, Joanne. All you have to do is send your name and email address to info@ginakdesigns.com and we will get that out to you. All right, everybody. Well, this was so much fun. Tom and I will be back on Thursday. I'll be back with some regular card making again on Thursday. And we have some fun things in store for you. And then it's looking like our next release will be early January, hopefully that first week, but we will keep you posted on that. And then a lot of people are asking about our mystery boxes. So I hope you didn't leave because I'm going to give you a little hint. So normally we do our mystery boxes, we start the day after Christmas. And that's a Thursday, right, Tom? Christmas is Wednesday. Is that correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. So Thursday we will be live. That's the day after Christmas. And we'll start our mystery boxes then. So, and we have a lot of them. And they are a great value. They're going to have tons and tons of things in them. Stamps and dies. Stamp and die bundles. Standalone stamp sets, and maybe another little treat here and there in some of them as well. So, but we'll give you more information then, and so stay tuned for that. All right, everybody, if you liked tonight's video, we sure hope that you did. If you wouldn't mind giving us a thumbs up, that really helps. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. I'm very close to 200,000 subscribers, and I'd love to get there because when we do, we are going to have lots of giveaways. We're going to have a big celebration for that. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. That would really help. And then if you've seen anything you liked here tonight and you missed the amazing Brianne Loveland's links that she's been sharing, you can always find the products that we used tonight on our website at ginakdesigns.com. If you're looking for a fun Facebook group to join, we have a Facebook group called Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends, and we'd love to have you over there. It's a place where we all share projects using products from our company. All right, everybody, we'll be back on Thursday, and in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, stay warm. We love you all so very much, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.